Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the free-to-play Frieren collab Stark character, Reliable Vanguard. Now, there are a few wonky things with him. First off, he is a magic character when he is very clearly holding a gigantic axe, so that's the first kind of question mark there. He's on Adventurer and Flashback, so he does not have a lot of categories. Adventurer is only led by two collab teams, Konosuba and Frieren, so it doesn't really have a lot of options. But I also wouldn't really put him in a lot of places either. But he does have a few interesting qualities. He has his own gear, which I'll put on later on, but his ult is a single target Earth Magic, so we have yet another free-to-play Earth Magic character, because we got, Divine General Gazel just a couple months ago. His battle skills. His first skill applies the Rousing Spirit state to himself for one turn, which means that for one turn, he will taunt all single target attacks, normal orbs and normal ults, but AoEs are not affected because it's hitting everyone already. And then he also applies Grit, which means that even if he takes all of those hits, he can't die. Like, he just straight up won't die. He'll live at 1 HP until this effect wears off. And then also, he applies a permanent 20% synergy resistance down. And you could do that 3 times in a fight. So you can get a cap of 60% synergy down, and you could be invincible and taunt 3 different turns in any one fight. His second skill, alt swaps 2 light character alts into oranges, and then gives a 20% gauge increase. So, question marks on where he's going to be super useful are going to arise, because only swapping one element character is not great. This Grit and Taunt, like, we don't really need taunts that much in the game. The Grit is cool, but if you're at full HP and you're not going to go down to 1 HP immediately, like, the Grit isn't really necessary. The synergy down is cool, I guess, but this skill already costs 40 points, which means it's going to cost 40, and it's going to cost 60, and it's going to cost 80. And that is a lot of skill points for a taunt that's probably unnecessary, Grit that's probably unnecessary, and up to 60% synergy down, which a lot of characters at 80 SP gives you like 50 plus. So, I don't really know how effective he's going to be. He nerfs oranges and Valor. His trait is counterattack rate, so it's pretty useless. But, you know, let's try him out. Alright, so we're going to go into EX2 beatdown battle using the Adventurer team. Him will fire Shizu for the turn 1 convert, Stark for, you know, what we just talked about, Autogram Lumi, Frieren, and then VOC Violet. So he is very much a dedicated support character to help Frieren do more damage. Synergy down will help her synergy skill. The light alt swap means that we'll be able to swap Frieren's alts. And that's about it, actually. Alright, turn 1, orb change with Shizu. She's not skill fused, not a big deal. We'll bring Frieren in, we'll bring Violet in for Stark, so we can get some turn 2 protection gauge from the Blanc that's underneath. But, I mean, I don't really know where to take Stark. His skill set is so very limited. And it's not like it's a limited orb change only for Adventurer category allies, or, you know, it's not like one skill is a pretty hefty debuff like Divine General Gazel. It's just kind of there. And I'm not sure if that makes it really good or really bad. And also, we have 3 orbs that are not orange, so we can't really do anything about that. Well, I guess we can convert anyways. Let's just do this. Okay. So we'll convert again. Boom. And then we'll use Himmel. So, as I was saying, you know, the light alt swap, I mean, if you're going to run them on a team that has no light characters at all, it's not useful. Orange teams, while getting more and more prevalent, you know, New Year's Blessing already has an alt swapping character in Shinsha. The antagonist has the free-to-play Cleash, which she's also a fairly limited character, but at least her other skill is just an orb change, and that's generic. And then her single alt swap is only light, which isn't really any better. At least Stark is doing 2, right? But his taunt skill, like, we're gonna use it here, and like, we're not in danger of dying. This stage already does not do a lot of damage to us, so let's go ahead and use his alt swap as well. Some stacks. Boom, boom. We'll bring, let's see, I think we'll bring Violet in now. Boom, and that's an orange, but we can convert that away, or that's right, that's a green, but we can convert it to an orange. And now Stark will taunt, and he'll take all this damage. And you know what? That's awesome and dandy and great. However, we don't need to do that unless we're going for the synergy resistance down. Which, if you're in a fight that uses synergy, are you going to bring him? Yeah, he's taking 1 damage. Even in dire 2 difficulty, I'm not really in danger of dying if I'm running an optimized team, and he is certainly not on the optimized team setup, I'll tell you that right now. But let's taunt again for the extra synergy down, and now that's 40%. We have 1 more time that we can use the taunt. Let's bring you in actually for Stark, because as we've shown, he's not taking any damage, and we want the stacks on Frieren. So far, Stark has taunted twice, ult swapped twice, and that's really it. So, is he being useful in some way, shape, or form? Yes. Am I going to actively put him on another team? No. Wielder of Magic, orange team. No light characters, it's water focused. He's not going to be useful there. It's also not synergy focused. Nir's Blessing is synergy and crit focused, but that team only has 1 extra slot, and that's generally given to either Fount of Wisdom Rimuru or Tempest Lead Benimaru. Like, we're not really bringing him for much of anything else. So, final stack of the AoE, 1 more stack of the ult, and we can change again, so that works. So you get out of here, and we will ult swap another Frieren orb. And now that we have these ults coming in, our taunt might actually be useful. We are out of points though, and I kind of need to use this skill to get Frieren activated by turn 8. So we're going to forego the taunt, but even then, we're going to show that even if he's not taunting, well, actually, he is still taunting. Never mind, because we carried it over from last time. So never mind. We're going to see him taunt all 3 of these ults, 2 of these ults, because one of them is AoE and a counter. A crit counter for 1 damage. Excellent. Okay. As far as being on a dedicated Earth team, Prosper is an Earth team, not synergy focused. No light characters there. They want Earth and Fire. Other Earth teams. Warrior's Mind, Earth and Space. They don't need synergy. They don't need a light alt swapping character. Yeah, I'm failing to see the best use case for this Stark. Outside of, I am a newer player, I don't have that many options for the Adventurer team, and I need him. And that's fine, because he is the free-to-play character. You're allowed to do that. There's nothing that says you can't do that. It's just that if you have better options, you're better off bringing somebody else, because they're going to help you a lot more in your damage output, which is why for all of my other showcases for this team, he wasn't really on there. However, can he work? Yeah. He's got very defensive stats, though. He is not doing damage unless you really, really, really buff him up. So if you bring, Elmesia, and you bring... you put him on the Prosper team, sure, I guess he could be single target, but, you have Prosper Rimuru for that. Divine General, he's not on that. He's magic, but he's not a Divine General, so he's not going to get the orb change. Alright, we got 1 more turn that we have to do this, so let's taunt 1 more time. Let's alt swap 1 more time. Boom, boom. Get these 2 ults out of here, and I think we can just do this. Yeah. So Stark, 149k. I mean, it's good. It's getting up there in damage. This is only EX2, though. And I'm already out of ideas of what to talk about. I don't know where else to bring him, quite honestly. I just don't. So it's cool that he's a collab character. It's cool that he's free to play and I didn't have to summon for him. Because honestly, if I had to summon for this character in this kind of kit, that'd be a little rough. Okay, but let's bring in Violet. We've done all the stacks for Lumi now, so magic buff, synergy buff, and ult damage, boom, boom. Let's get another stack of Himmel, and that'll be, I think, 5 stacks total, if we check. What do we got on Stark? We have, 5 stacks. All right, let's make sure his animation is on, and then we can single target all with him. And he's got the buffs, right? Except the AoE, but otherwise it's fine. So Stark. Lightning Strike on Yom. Warrior on Warrior, right? Okay. Well, he's a pick. He's certainly a pick. And he does almost 1 million. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I won't like, discourage that. That 1 million damage for a free-to-play character, that's pretty good. I just don't know where else to bring him. That's the only problem. I don't know where else to bring him. Fire 2.0 has no light characters. You get 13 million right there. So, 13 or 1.3? No, it's 13. Yeah. I'll find something. Hold on. Okay. I found a place that we can attempt to use him at somewhat efficiency, and that is the Festive Memories Dire 2 beatdown battle. So him being a defensive taunt character who also can't die, going against Trainee, who hits like 7 times in a row and is fairly strong. I mean, this does make sense. We're not going to get anything out of his ult swap. We're not going to get anything out of his synergy part of his skill. But the fact that he can be a team protector does give him a lot more value than maybe I was giving him credit for. However, there's one thing that scares me, and that I think is on her ult. No, it's something else. Chance to nullify status effects. So we'll see if she nullifies our taunt. And if that's the case, then, man, I really don't know where to bring him. But let's try it out. Okay, so realistically, Trainee has about 2 turns where she's really scary. Turn 5 and turn 6. So if you can make it out of those turns alive, you're peachy. You're looking good. Because the first 3 turns she doesn't really do much, quite honestly. It's just maybe even turn 4, turn 5, and turn 6. But this all hinges on if she cleanses our taunt in our grit. So, well, that's not a great hand right there, game. That's really not what I was looking for there. If it was the other way around, we'd be okay. So hold on. Okay, that's a lot better. Just a full convert, turn 2. So we'll bring you in for Maribel, and then we will orb change. Boom. And we still need some points, so this will get us the points that we need, because it's going to be quite a few on blues. We get the shield. That's cool. She's still not very scary right now, so we don't have to worry about taking too much damage. But once we hit turn 4, okay, thanks for the counter, for breaking the barrier. That's awesome. We need to see. And if she doesn't cleanse it, then great. Then we have a team-wide protector who will protect us from the single targets. 1, 2. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you. Now we've got some orbs here. Let's do the convert here. Let's do this. And we have one more turn where she's not overly scary. So let's bring Maribel in, and we'll use her orb change. Give us a little bit of a barrier. Change that green. Double stack here. We gotta turn that off. All right. Oh, we also have the heal charm on. Okay. Forgot about that. Well, that's not a big deal. That plays out a little better for us, so we can keep Stark healed. He's not going to die, but we also can heal him up a bit, and we can heal everybody else at the same time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. We don't have an alt-swapping character on this team, right? Question marks. All right, full hand of greens. That's something we can work with. All right, oh yeah, thank you for that. See, that's what we're wanting to avoid now, is taking that kind of damage. So, orb change. Boom. And then we'll bring... let's see, we'll bring you in, and we'll orb change with you. Boom. Okay, and then we'll bring Stark in, and let's see if we can successfully taunt here. Can we taunt? Oh, we have an alt swap. We have a fire alt swap. That's right. Forgot about that. All right, and then a barrier. So she might spread the... Well, if, he's taunting, might spread the barrier out. It all hinges on this turn, doesn't it? It all hinges on this. All right, thanks for the guard. And, destroy the barrier. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the grit. Okay, so she did not cleanse it, and we survived at 1 HP. Okay, well, I mean, that... We can't say that's bad, right? Objectively, that's good. Alt swap, orb change. Boom. Boom. And we need one more convert here, so I guess we'll use Ritas, because she's cheaper. And then the taunt for a second time. Boom. Hopefully she doesn't wipe it away. We'll put a barrier on again. This will heal Stark a little bit, but we have protected our team. And you know what? That's more than what we can say about anyone else on this team. So, we don't have to bring a skill-fused Light Shizu. We don't have to bring a skill-fused Water Soe or Earth Trainee. It's just you bring Stark, and he will protect you from everything but the AoEs. So, alright, cool. Broke that barrier. No damage, though. Instant damage. Okay. And then, boom. Alright, we grit that. And we have one more turn where she's scary, and we don't really need to do much here now. So you know what? Let's just do it again. Boom, and let's protect ourselves, and we'll send his orbs. Why ever not? 1, 2, 3. So even if he gets countered, so AoE attack increase. Alright, the single target ult's going to go to Stark, who is alive, and then alive. And now her buffs are gone, and he's still alive, and we've taken pretty minimal damage throughout this fight. So now we're free and safe and easy to just fuck off, I guess. Alt swap, orange convert, boom. Oh, we only had one orange. Okay. Look at all these green orbs that I can't do anything about. Yeah, let's do that. Probably should have saved the orange convert for next turn, huh? Yeah, that's unfortunate. However, I think we proved our point. We don't need to beat this stage. Stark did what we needed him to do, thankfully, and that is protect our team. So you see that we're pretty much capped out, besides a couple turns where Ritas took damage, but he took 90% of those attacks when training was at full power. So if there comes a time in some future meta that is defensively focused, and it gets some weird mechanic like barriers again that are not super great, and you find yourself dying a little bit too fast, maybe you bring Stark. Maybe he protects you. Does he take away from a damage slot? Yeah, especially if you're on a team like this, which doesn't need synergy at all, and doesn't have any light characters to speak of. So his alt swap is useless, his orange buff is useless, and the synergy down is useless. But if you need to protect your other units, and you can taunt and you can grit with him, then by God, he's going to protect you. And I think that's the best use case scenario we have for him. Maybe not now, maybe in the future. Maybe in some content where you find yourself dying too quickly and you're able to bring him, maybe you bring him. But I think we found his use, and I think, you know what? For a free-to-play character, that's fine. I don't expect free-to-play characters to do butt tons of damage. They're not meant to do that. They're meant to be supports. And you know what? He supported us by keeping us alive. And that's all I can really ask of him. So, was I a bit harsh on Stark in the beginning? Yeah. Have we found a good use for him? Yes. Does that mean he's going to be useful everywhere? God, no. But he does have a niche. And as long as he has some kind of niche, it's better than some of the other characters we can say that are in this game. But let me know what you guys think about this free-to-play Stark. That's it from me. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.